G'day guys, it's Dave Long Custom Lures here, back in the factory. Going to do an oldie here today. It's called a whiting. That's what we call it in Australia, whiting. They're a little fish, they're very tasty little fish, and probably one of the best tasting fish in the ocean for us. And yeah, they live around the coastal areas, on sand flats and sandy, weedy areas, and they don't get overly big. You probably, if you're lucky, you'll get them 35 these days, 35 centimetres. So something like that would be a good feed if you get a few of them. Anyway, they're a great little bait too. So what I'm going to do today is a lure which is a shallow diver, and it's rather a unique little lure. I like this minnow very much. It's a great swimmer, and it's the right size for a little whiting too. So it's a shallow diver, floating. It's got a rattle, which is okay, and you can pick up some good species with it. But when I did this years ago, I went fishing out at a place called Nudgee Beach, which is fairly close to where I was born, and I just tried it out in the canal there, which goes into the bay, Moreton Bay, and picked up some tailor, or as you call them overseas, it's green fish or blue fish. Yeah, so that was a good little fishing session, and that's what it looks like when I finish today. That's a different lure, but that's a good size actually for a little whiting. But I want to do it on that size there, as I found it very acceptable for tailor and other species, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be able to get this up and running for our trip very shortly. So anyway, that's what it looks like. This is probably one of the easiest lures that you can do, and well, that I do. It's very simple. I'll go through the paints. What I've done so far on this blank is I put an undercoat on, a primer, and we always do that. Then we go over with a white. It's just a wicked white. And then what I've done on the belly and on the sides is a pearl white, and this gives it a nice natural look on the belly. And now we're going to use my old favourite sepia, just lightly over the back and down the sides, just sort of bleed it down to the lower lateral line area. There's no black in this. There's no black at all. In fact, I'll put the sepia again around the eye here for our eyes later on. And then I'm going to do a scale effect with silver, wicked silver. That'll be over the sides mainly. And then I'm going to do fins in another favourite colour of mine is golden yellow. Okay, so because these little whiting have got yellow fins, well, that's what they call them, yellow fin whiting. Okay, so yeah, I'll just get some rags. Okay, forgot to get that later before. Oh yeah, I'm going to use this scale pattern on it. This is just this is a great little inventory of mine. I picked this up from another great sprayer. In fact, I think he's better than me. But he thought of this idea, and I thought, yeah, I'll give it a go, and I like it. It proves to be very user friendly, and yes, I will be using that today. And the fins I'll use. Well, for this size bait, you don't need a big fin, but I'll use that pattern there, and then a yellow over the top of it. Okay, so here we go. We're going to get into it. First things first, and that's the sepia, lightly over the back. So we'll just mix. I've mixed that already, and I hope it's check the gum here. Okay. Yeah, I hope it's thinned out enough. I think it should be alright. Just straight out of the bottle, it's tended to be a little bit loose, that one in the bottle, so we'll just try that as it is. A couple of drops here. You don't need a lot of paint, I've said that before. Just made a little bit of a mess there. That's alright. Yeah, it's a very simple pattern, this one, but it's very effective in the saltwater conditions. Flathead like it. They love this pattern. Okay, I think that's enough. Let's put the lid on there. That's it. And we'll just do a light spray over the back and down the sides there. This will be like a foundation for the scales. That's about it. You don't need much. I'll just put a little bit on the back there. There we go. That's it. Yeah, these whiting have got, if you don't know of whiting, they've got a very nice succulent flesh. Great for a lot of applications if you just want to use it fried on a fry pan, or you can use the flesh in pancakes and rissoles and that type of stuff. Yeah, it's used for a lot of stuff. And it's very nice with ginger and garlic, which is more to my flavour. I like a few spices in my food. I like chilli and a lot of garlic. I love garlic. Garlic and ginger, yeah, beautiful. Beautiful on seafood. Yeah, just clean this brush out a little bit. We've got plenty of time today. It's so simple. There we go. So simple, this pattern. If you're starting off, it's a good one to start off on. Just dry that off. Now, if you look at this blank, it's got scaly indentations on the side, which is probably perfect for this type of pattern. I think the scales might pop out a bit more. Yeah, so that sort of helps you enhance the coloration of your pattern. Well, I think so, anyway. Alright, so now I'll just dry that off again. That's it. And we're going to put the pattern on now, the scale pattern. So I'll just take that lure out of that helping hands, and if you can see that, I'll just make sure you can see that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. And we'll just use this scale pattern now. This is there we go, that's all we need. I don't want to go right down on the belly if I can help it, or on the eyes and that area, so I'll just go on the side of the lure and just up to the top there a bit on the shoulders. So I'll just put some silver in. Now this silver is a bit temperamental. It should be loose enough to use straight out of the bottle. It's not always like this. I found sometimes you get a bottle that flows straight from the supplier that is thick, you know, and you have to reduce it a lot. But on other occasions they come to you a little bit loose. So it depends, you just got to trial it out. Okay, so I'll just put the silver in there. I put 4 drops in there. Okay, so after each application here, I'm going to dry this off. Okay, here we go. The whiting naturally have a little small scales on them. There we go. Let's see how that come out there. That's not too bad. You can see the scales come out there. I'll just bring it up to the camera there. Yeah, so it's not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, it's got that sheen to it and the reflection. That's okay, that's good. So I'll just dry that off a little bit more. Now, I don't normally like to go underneath here. I like to keep that blank. It should be blank because scales generally aren't seen too well underneath. Alright, so I'll go over to the other side now. This should take, by the look of it, this blank should take a 4mm eye. So we've got plenty of those, I think, I hope. Yeah, so I'll just go over that, scales, there we go, that's better. Might need a little bit more paint there. I'll just dry that off. like to go over it again with a bit more silver. Okay. Might have a dry tip on this here, so we'll just have to clear that tip. Yeah, it's a little bit dry. And I think the paint is a little bit thicker than I thought, so I'll have to reduce it a bit. You have these little hiccups occasionally, it's okay. It is a metallic, not a metallic paint, but it's a pearl type of paint, so it's going to be a little bit more thicker. Let's sort that out. Clog up the needle a bit, and it definitely has. That's better. It was a bit thicker than I thought. That's okay, that's good. Like I said, you know, you're going to get it like it is here. There's no fancy camera work here, it's just what you get. And that's how I like it actually. That's better, a lot better. Okay, let's see if we can line that up again. That's all we need. I'll just try that up. It's hot. Okay, there we go. That's good. Just to show those scales up a bit, let's put that away. Yeah, so you can see the scales there. Now what we'll do, we'll just put a little bit of silver on the head there, on the gill, just to hide that a little bit. I'll do this side too. Yeah, that's come up okay. I like the scale effect. That's a nice little scale. For bigger scales I use an onion bag, so I'll just dry that off a bit more. And while I've got that silver in there, I'll just go over the gill a little bit, and also we'll use it on the back. That's the way. Alright, so yeah, I don't really like a lot of scales on the gill. That's it, we'll just dry that off. Just dry that off a bit. the side. Very simple pattern, this one. Very simple. Let's dry it up again. That's all we need. That's good. And today we're going to be using natural silver eyes, because this pattern is a natural pattern, and all natural patterns I like to use silver eyes. Just makes it more realistic. It's a bit clogged up with the silver. It's not too bad. We've got to use the silver again, so that's better. Yeah, we'll just try that again. I'll just persevere with that. It's next time I'll have to loosen that up a bit. Alright, so we're just going to go over the top here now. Just bend that up. There we go. And we're going to just go over the back, just to make it more natural, as you'll see. There we go, just dry that off a bit. When you see these little fish darting around on the sandbar, you can hardly see them. They're so well camouflaged. And they move pretty fast. They're very... In fact, I used to chase these fish with light tackle back when I was a teenager. Used 4 pound or 2 pound. 2 pound with whiting is unbelievable. You've really got to have the good gear for 2 pounds, a good reel, good drag, because these little fellas, they would run you up and down for a good 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You know, great in surf and so forth. The surf over here, you catch whiting. If you're viewing in today from overseas, welcome. Just explaining a little bit about what whiting are. Just draw it off. I'll just check something. Yep, that's okay. Now we're going to do some fins. Now we're going to try something a little bit new. These fish have only got little fins. So first of all, we're going to put some sepia on the base of the fin. Sepia is a great colour. It's a natural colour, and I like using it a lot. And don't be afraid to use colours too. If you're starting off and you're just not too sure of a certain colour you want to achieve, try mixing them. Mixing colours doesn't hurt, and you can come out with some good results. Okay, so I'll just move that forward so you can all see. And I'm going to put on the this little fin here, which is quite dominant actually. It looks pretty big, but it's probably the best I can do. You can hardly see that, kids. Try that again. That's it. I'll just dry that off. I'll wipe that off too. What I might do while I've got the sepia in the gun, the airbrush, I'll just do the eyes. That's it, because we're not using black today. And we'll go over the other side and do the same. I'll put that fin, if you've noticed, I'll put it just behind the gill, which is sort of natural. I'll just do the eyes again. That's it. We'll go over the opposite side. Better. That's better. Yeah, that looks all right. Okay, so I'll just clean that out quickly. Yeah, probably needs a good clean out here after using all that silver. But as I said early on in the piece, what I normally do is I'll do 5, 10, 15 at a time, and that way you've got a bit of stock if you're selling them. Like this one here would be a popular one to do because around locally it's well known, and you know, people even use live whiting for bait. Anyway, we'll put this, it's a bit thick, so I might. Yeah, like I said before, the whiting naturally have a yellow fin, and so now we'll put the golden yellow over the top of that. And they have a little yellow tail too. I don't do it on this blank. Not much need for it here. So I'll just do the fin, the lateral fin. Yeah, I think that should be alright. I'll just try it on there. Now I'm going to use this one here next to it, just to cover it with yellow, like that. There we go. That's better. I might just go over that again. Go over that again, just to, because it's a little bit transparent for my liking. It's a little bit better. Yeah, okay, let's try that. I used to use raw sienna. Raw sienna was a little bit more heavier, and but now I'll just like the transparent look. I'll do the same here, just cross that over, and let's see if I can line it up. There we go. Yeah, so yeah, you can just see that sort of the sepia's coming through on that fin. That's good. That just sort of highlights it a little bit. That's all we need. Okay, now we'll get the eyes out and we'll put that in. Now I said this blank here, it's a 4mm eye, so we'll have a look for 4mm. Yeah, 4s should be in there. And because it's a natural pattern, I'm just going to use the silver eyes. I can find them, they're in here somewhere. That's one. I think there's another batch here. There we go. Yeah, they're the same. That's good. So anyway, we found the silver eyes. I'm looking around for new eyes, especially 3D eyes. I like the 3D eyes. I'll just get this out without damaging it. That's it. A little bit of super glue. Someone asked me about this the other day. Where do you get the super glue from? And this is the cheap super glue. Doesn't have to be, I just found an eye. It doesn't have to be expensive. I think I picked up this in a pack of 5 or 6 for around $3 back in the, that was a long time ago. But from the cheap shop, just put a little dab in there, not much. And get one of these off, these little eyes. The whole idea is to save money and to enjoy the result, which is catching fish from your lures. We just put, so there's no need going out and spending big dollars. You can improve it over years. Like I just use this stuff that I've got here. I've been using it for years and it's worked so well. Still works. Okay, so we'll put another eye on the other side. Getting tangled up there a little bit. Yep. That's it. Put a little bit of glue on there. That's it, just a dab. Goes a long way. Oh, that's no good. That's better. More fingers. That's what happens when you get older. Something to look forward to. Okay. Alright, so there we are. We've got our little whiting. Simple as that. A very simple little pattern. I'll just take the bib cover off. That'll give you a better view of the outcome. What I'll do, I'll sign this, and if you're new to what I'm doing, or your first time watcher, yeah, I'll put a 2-pack epoxy on this, and there we go, and that will be and sign it. I always sign it down the bottom here because it's my artwork. And yeah, so that's the whiting. It pops, these colours pop when you put the epoxy on, and they look really good. So it'll turn out like this. But I'll do it, and you can have a closer look at it in the sunlight. Okay guys, thanks very much. That's as simple as it gets, and it's a good one to start off on. So if you enjoyed that, just like and subscribe, and we'll catch you probably after I have a break for a few weeks, but I'll be sending through some more videos while I'm away, and I might even get the camera out and do a little bit of exploratory work with a few lures too, and yeah, just show you a bit of the coastline, where I'm going, a bit of the waterways too. So I'll keep that in mind. Okay, good to see you, and have a good day. Bye.